Afternoon or morning, whatever the case may be, guys, I'm going to show you how to prepare to install a pantry. Our pantry, as well, you can see it over here on the side. It's laying on the side right now, and we'll be standing it up and installing it on top of this stand over here, which I've just about completed attaching to the floor. Just put in a couple more nails here. Anyway, so now that's securely fastened to the floor. You can see I also screwed it into some studs in the wall, and I found that by going along here doing the old tapping method and then measuring between the two 16 inches for the other one. Now, what's this board here for? This is called a filler board, and the reason is the pantry door opens and you need to have some room there, spacing between it and the wall. So they sent me the hickory board to match the hickory cabinet. This is 3 inches wide. I could actually have gone down to probably 1.5 inches. But it also gives me room here for my switches without endangering that. Very top, you'll notice I had to add a spacer board. Now I'm going to put some molding on top of the cabinet so it'll cover that. And down at the bottom, you'll notice that there's, this is unfinished. And the reason for that is I can cover this board and the unfinished portion of the kickbox with this 1/8 of an inch veneer pieces, which I have not unwrapped yet, as you see here. So the first step is to get this level, which I've already done. Mark my line. That's perfectly straight up and down this way. And then I also leveled it this way. So when I put my cabinets on there should hardly be any spacing. Now you'll notice if you come over here, there's a gap. Well, they provide, the manufacturer I ordered my cabinets from, provide a handy-dandy finish strip that I'll attach onto this when I get around to doing the entire finish thing. That'll cover that gap up, and you can push it up against the wall. Sheetrock walls are never completely square, vertical. There's, because of the way the sheetrock folks mud and tape it, there's always bumps and things, and the walls themselves may not be perfectly plumb either. So anyway, they provide these things so you can make the cabinetry all fit together perfectly. Show you guys also, once I drew the line, scribed the line here for perfectly plumb vertically this way, I have to attach it to the wall. I do not have a stud in here, so I picked up the corner and then I shot some nails in this way. That'll be covered up with that strip I showed you. And that will keep it, from being out of plumb this way, because the width of the pantry is wider than the kickstand. Then I can come into the pantry after it's up and make sure, and then go hit this board here so it's attached to the wall this way. And then I will pre-drill some holes in the pantry to match up with my stubs here. And I will cut out also the around here an opening for the receptacles, so in case we want to use appliances in the pantry. And again, we're going to show you the finished installation of the pantry. I have to admit, this was a tough one because of the clearances were not great. As you can see, we had to mar up the ceiling here. Well, that's an easy fix. And anyway, you can see how the kickstand box goes in place. There's also a veneer, 1/8 inch of veneer of natural hickory they sent with me to cover the front of that box. We decided not to put a piece on the side just because of the contrast. It just looked better with the simulated finish that the rest of this has, even though the grain doesn't match. But that's okay, we can live with that. Now what I'll be doing, I'm going to be purchasing some more of this Cove molding. It's hickory, and I'll finish it to match the rest of it. And that's going to go up at the very top, mitered joints all the way around. You can see where we went inside and mounted it to the studs and cut out around for the receptacle. It also came with some additional shells that will go in here and also up in here. At the top, we'll have to adjust the shells, whatever my wife desires. And you can see now we showed you beginning of the hickory wood on edge that gives clearance for the light switches as well as for the door to open. as you can see here. And the cabin is also attached to that through screws internally here. I think there's a couple of them up here, there, and there as well, you can see here. And that's basically it, folks. Pantry installation before and after. You missed all of the hard putting it in position, getting in place, and so forth, which you don't need to know anyway. Okay, thanks again for watching.